Welcome back. My name is Matthew, and this is Conscious Recovery. 10 years ago, I made the decision to go to addiction treatment, and that decision saved my life. But it also left me feeling very frustrated because in treatment, the answers that I knew I needed were not as available as I would have liked. So I used that frustration as motivation to learn everything I could about addiction and psychology and mental health so that I could strengthen my own recovery. Now that I've done that, I want to share in these videos everything I've learned in the hopes that maybe it'll help somebody else. Today, as promised in my last video, I'm going to outline the first of several foundations of recovery. Now, these are ideas or concepts or principles that I think we need to understand before we get moving forward in any meaningful work. The reason I want to cover these first is because the human mind has a lot of blind spots, and I want to make sure that we're not sabotaging ourselves before we even get started. So my first foundation recovery is affectionately titled, Yes, Change is Possible, but then again, even therapists need therapists. Now let me explain what I mean by this. The first half of the statement, yes, change is possible, might sound like it goes without saying, but if you're anything like me in my addiction, maybe I knew change was possible, but I just didn't think that it was possible for me. Or maybe more accurately, I didn't know what the process of change was, and I didn't know how to get started. So I ended up being stuck in my addiction for a lot longer than I needed to be. Even when I went to treatment and listened to other people share their comments on change, I still found myself very frustrated. I'd hear in group therapy people talk in very vague terms, like, I have trust issues, but I'm working on it. And I would just have raised my hand and ask, how are you working on it? Because I literally wanted to know what the first thing to do was. I wanted to know the roadmap or the procedure for change. I didn't know what that was. And so I am going to outline a very simple framework that shows how change is possible, how you identify what you need to change, and how you move about doing it. And that's going to be in my next video. But I wanted to just make sure first that we know that change is possible. All right. Now let's move on to the second statement in the title of this video, which is, then again, even therapists need therapists. Now, this is a very funny thing that I learned when I was in university, taking classes that talk about basic counseling skills, things like that. When you're a therapist, you are encouraged and sometimes required to go see other therapists to talk about the issues that you have, either personally or professionally. And I thought this was really interesting because if you're a mechanic, an auto mechanic, you know how to fix an engine. You don't need to take your car to another mechanic in order for it to get fixed. You are capable of doing it yourself. So I wondered, why are therapists, people who are trained and educated in psychology and know all the trappings of the human mind, why can't they just fix themselves? And it turns out it's because everybody has blind spots. The human mind is not good at looking at itself. We have a lot of hidden influences that are deep inside of us. These could be in the forms of thought patterns, habits, beliefs, and these hidden influences might be helping you or they might be hurting you. A simple way of thinking about it is to think that there's two sides to you right now. You're watching this video, so you're curious about addiction recovery, but maybe there's a part of you that doesn't want to change. Maybe there's a part of you that's scared to change or feels stuck. All right. So for the time being, you're going to have to take quite a bit on faith. Just trust that there's something to what I'm saying. Now, the solutions that I have, they work for me. I can't guarantee they're going to work for you, but I just don't want anybody to quit before they've even started. So if you are feeling like you have these thoughts in your head or these beliefs like that won't work for me, or there's no point, or I won't bother, please just try anyways for the first few videos at least, because I don't want the part of you that wants you to stay stuck win. I don't want to see that part win. I want to see you be able to change. What I'm going to do in the next video is lay out a framework that shows exactly how to identify the hidden influences that are inside of you that might be fueling your addiction or hindering your recovery. And also, we're going to look at how to start the process of change step by step. One last point I want to make is that anything I say, just treat it like it's a menu. When you go to a restaurant, you don't have to order everything off the menu. And if you do order something, it doesn't mean you have to like it. So you don't have to do every single thing that I'm suggesting in these videos, but look at it like it's a menu from which you get to pick and choose the things that resonate with you and the things that inspire you and just use that to start your journey of change. Thank you very much, and let's head to the next video.